I'll just say it. With lenses like this, TTArtisan's autofocusing 75mm f2, the case for spending even $1 more for anything else just became much, much harder. Hey everybody, I'm Hugh Brownstone for Three Blind Men and an Elephant, and while I very much want to invite you to swing by and say hi to Claudia and me next month at B&H's Ab Fab Build Expo at the Javits Center in New York City. It's all about gear and how to use that gear, from hands-on demos and gear deals to expert how-to presentations, portfolio reviews, and more. Registration is free, by the way. I'll put a link to the description down below and somewhere up here. Wait a minute. I just did do that, didn't I? Good. Because we have got to go straight to the lens I'm covering in this episode of our occasional series I call The Budget Gourmet. This guy, TTArtisan's $200, 329-gram autofocusing 75mm f2, available in Sony E, Nikon Z, and now Leica L mount, is an incredible value. Image quality is shockingly good in the real world, and good enough mechanically, that the only reasons to spend more are A, you print Mongo-sized images that you invite people to peruse at much closer than normal viewing distances all the way into the corners. B, you absolutely need the fastest and quietest autofocus. C, you shoot often enough into the sun or any other strong light source, and so hate rather than appreciate flaring that you won't countenance it in your imagery. D, you regularly shoot in torrential downpours or rub your skin raw haboobs and need hardcore sealing against the elements. And or, finally, E, you do not intend to pass it down through the generations as a family heirloom to inspire your children and grandchildren, or as an appreciating asset they can sell decades from now to pay for a hyperinflated latte. The thing of it is, the handwriting has been on the wall ever since I first tested a TTArtisan lens. Their manual focus only, inspired by Leica Summilux 50mm f1.4. I was surprised then, back in 2021, how well it felt in hand and how well it compared optically to my Leica Summicron 50mm f2, my Sony FE 50mm f2.5G, and crushed my 1960s era manual focus only FL 51.8 at the margin, although I tested it on our 12-megapixel Sony a7S III, which is not an ideal resolution to discern differences. I next tested their also manual focus only 90mm f1.25 in 2022 on our 47.5 megapixel Panasonic Lumix S1R, and really dug how it rendered for my kinds of portrait. And then Claudia tested the first of their autofocusing lenses we'd ever had in hand, the 32mm f2.8 in Nikon Z mount, which, to her surprise, she liked on her 45.7 megapixel Z7 II. But this guy? This time mounted on my 61 megapixel Leica SL3? What can I tell you? I was blown away as I chimped in real time after each shot sequence out in the real world. I could see right then and there that it was an excellent lens, noticing nothing untoward in the field, including autofocus, speed or noise, chromatic aberration, flaring. You get the idea. I didn't check for focus breathing because it never occurred to me that anyone would use it for video work doing manual focus pulls. Like virtually all modern lenses, it has a fly-by-wire manual focusing ring, but it does not have the kind of feel one would want for that purpose. The aperture ring is not declickable, and I don't imagine this would be one's first, second, or third choice for anything involving focus stacking in stills. Then again, when I'm in the zone, I am in the zone. And when one is in the zone and on the streets of New York, well, you understand why I wouldn't notice some of these things or care a whit about others until I got back here. Because it was only when I was back in the Bat studio, testing it now on a 44 megapixel Panasonic Lumix S1R2, great camera, at our standard near minimum focus distance, that I noticed the TTArtisan's relatively clunky autofocus speed and noise. Suboptimal edge performance at stupid high magnification. But that is not only because I was looking for these things in a very quiet, utterly artificial environment, and comparing it to the best lenses I have closest to it at anywhere near the price, the $500 335 gram Lumix 85 1.8, another excellent lens on the street as I discovered in Tokyo, and what I regard as the reference standard at the focal length, speed, and price, Sigma's outstanding $700 405 gram 65mm f2. But pixel peeping at up to Lightroom's limit of 1600% magnification, even when the differences are clear in the case of the 65 f2, it is better optically than the 75. Margin of error differences. In the case of the 85 1.8, they actually trade places across the frame and apertures. Those differences will mean nothing to, I don't know, call it 95% of us 99% of the time in the real world. And that's the point. $200 for this? Wow. I would, however, give the nod to the Sigma and Lumix over the TTArtisan for industrial design, build quality, and autofocus. Then again, the TTArtisan has a dedicated aperture ring that the Lumix does not. Not a big thing in this case. So I'll just wrap it up this way. If you're a Sony, Nikon, or L-mount shooter looking for your first prime, or a short telephoto prime, this little puppy should be at or near the top of your short list, along with the Sigma and Lumix. If you've been around for a long time but want to travel small, light, and are budget constrained, the TTArtisan 75 f2 should be at the top of your list, period. It is that good. it is pretty much unbeatable at or anywhere near the price, again in the real world for 95% of us, 99% of the time. And this is what makes it a top choice for the budget gourmets among us. Although, yeah, right, who knows how tariffs may alter the landscape. If you like what you've seen here today, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, join the conversation in the comments section below because this is an exceptional audience. If you'd like help with a portfolio review, gear selection, finding or honing your artistic voice, sign up for a one-on-one mentoring video call via Zoom at 3bmep.com/booking. Finally, please consider supporting our work by using the no-cost-to-you affiliate links down below, sending us coffee money via PayPal, or most especially, joining us on Patreon, links down below as well. However you choose to support us, as always, we thank you for it.